Hey everyone, welcome back to the GB Gardener. Today we are going to be talking about our final layout of our 2024 garden. Let's get started. So like I said in our last video about easy crop rotation, I said we'd be doing a series of videos on this 2024 prep. So this will be the next video in that series, just everything that we're doing, how I kind of went about getting our layout, what I use, as a simple planning tool, kind of deviating away from the pen and paper and going more the digital route. I found that was a lot easier rather than just trying to rack my brain and keep going in there and doing, different variations of it over and over. I was able to just do it on my computer and kind of go from there. So before I show you kind of this last and final, I guess, cut or edit of our layout, I want to kind of go back on what we had talked about in the previous video from last week. So new this year, I'm going to do that simple crop rotation that I kind of outlined for all of you last week. So if you don't, or if you haven't seen that video, please go back to that one and kind of read through it or kind of listen to it, rewatch it, and go from there to get the idea of what we're talking about here. So with that being in mind, there are going to be certain things that got moved around from year to year because I want to maximize this process as best as possible. So this layout that we're going to be doing this year coincides with the next video that will be coming out in this series, and that is seed purchasing. So I've actually already gone through and picked out everything that I want to plant this year and what we want to grow. Don't know the exact numbers of everything, but I have a general idea of what I want to grow and where I want to grow it. So once you kind of have that in place, that will dictate, when you can buy and what you want to do. So I think you need to have that process done. So figuring out how much space you have, how you can maximize that space as best as possible, then that dictates what you can buy and get started and go forth with your 2024 garden. And so here is the big overview of everything. I tried to maximize this space again as best as possible. So I will break this down into 3 different chunks and we'll get into it right now. So here we are on the left side of our garden. Throughout the whole back edge, we're going to use ornamental corn and popcorn. I use that as a natural shade, especially for our peppers that'll be on the other side. So as you can see, we're starting with our root crops, beets and radishes. And then we have our watermelons, or just melons in general, with cantaloupe. Within that, I am interspersing them with our big pollinator crops, so zinnias, snapdragons, and calendulas to draw in those beneficial insects. And then as you can see, we finish with beans and peas. Moving into the heart or the middle of our garden, we're going to be doing our brassica, so broccoli, a variety that we've grown before. And new this year, we're going to be doing cauliflower. So we're doing a hybrid cheddar, which actually looks like cheddar cheese on top, and then a de purple, which actually has a purple head. And then you can see our mainstays, potatoes, onions, and carrots throughout the middle. Finishing with our pumpkin patch off to the right, and then squash and zucchini to round that section out. Moving on to this last and final section, this is where you can see we have a lot of our nightshade stuff. So pretty much all of it. Cucumbers, Brussels sprouts, which will be new this year, kohlrabi. My wife loves kohlrabi. And then lettuce in there. And then our nightshade stuff. So all of our different varieties of peppers. Eggplant will be new this year. You notice I do have an open space in there that I'm still trying to fill out where we want it. And then tomatoes to round it out. And those are the different varieties that we're going to do. We also intersperse or companion plant with basil. That is to keep that dreaded tomato hornworm at bay and to keep everything away. So I hope this video gave you some insight of how I laid everything out and how I'm going about, the planning process for our 2024 garden. If you do something different, let me know. Leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you guys are doing for 2024. And as always, stay warm, stay positive. I know it's kind of hard in these long winter months. It is currently -6 degrees outside here today. We had over a foot of snow last week. So this is kind of the bright spot in winter, is getting everything ready for that gardening season. So hope to see you all next time and have a good one.